Jumping into our second game, and we really should talk about this. Is it
Marc versus Elexiao.
Yeah, Elexiao, man. A very, very strong French Greninja. And then we've got Marc, a Spanish Joker.
Yeah, two of the top players in their respective countries. Duking it out. Joker versus Greninja, both very, very agile, quick characters.
Yeah.
Definitely going to see a faster pace set this time comparative to the previous one.
For sure. A bit more explosive, indeed. Elexiao's tricky though as well. I mean, like whenever you kind of are going up against a high-level Greninja, you know that just every single one of their tricks and setups are just kind of like ready and waiting for them. As I was saying earlier in today's stream, that you're going to be seeing a lot of confirms into forward air. It's one of the most important KO moves in Greninja's kit.
Yeah, you're seeing that dash attack, seeing potential down tilt as well.
Yep,
some various ways to get that combo. Meanwhile, speaking of forward air, we're seeing it coming out from Marc. He almost got the confirm right there, but it was just a little bit off on the mark. Yeah,
Arsene dips down now, gone. So the immediate pressure that Arsene generally exerts is going to be gone as well. Dragging him all the way down to the bottom.
Oh, the stock tray with the grappling hook going a little bit too low as both players, and now we haven't even stopped once again.
Coming with me, coming with me. That's
stock 6 minutes, looking like a game of Smash 4.
Fun times.
And both these players just kind of whiffing their moves, just trying to find their openings.
Yeah, indeed. Just feeling out the general tendencies that players might have in a more neutral aspect of the game. No, not opting for the drag down, just getting the regular hits, knocking away.
Yeah, trying to read a jump afterwards with that double jump forward air, but Elexiao not able to find it. Again, these forward airs coming out from Elexiao, so good.
Back air as well goes for the
Makarakan.
I was going to say one of those with that. Pushes that back.
Right, both players just getting a little bit of space between each other. Elexiao acknowledging the power of Arsene, and that deep edge guard coming out, and Marc managing to exploit the final moments of Arsene to get that KO.
Yeah, and then immediately had the tether recovery just to bring himself back.
Seeing the guns coming out in play. Ground gun, definitely not something that you see too often from Joker. It's a little bit slower compared to the aerial one that he can land real fast with aerial gun with minimal lag, but gun has a bit more commitment on the ground.
Expecting perhaps a tech in place there, but the roll in just slightly missed with the forward air coming out from Elexiao. Although Marc trying to just keep that percentage ticking over.
Yeah, definitely wants to keep this lead maintained as much as he can. Arsene is almost back online. If he's able to get it, he'll definitely be in prime position to take this game one.
And it's about to pop up about now. Almost.
There we go. The big boy is here. Venga is here to take out the frog, and the frog has been sliced. Ejected from the pitch.
Yeah, jumped over the red card.
Red card out the stadium, off you go, you're out the season.
Jumped over back air, that'll be enough. The strength of Arsene, and then what he it always surprises me just how much extra it brings to the kit, which is a very, very scary side of things. Marc, coming out of the gates fairly confidently there. Nice first game of him, fairly dominant as well for the most part.
Yeah.
Elexiao not really getting, like the deeper part of his game really flowing. And it was one of those things that you kind of feel like, we haven't seen that yet. Are we going to see that coming out? And when is that going to happen? So, Elexiao's definitely not done yet. Absolutely. We're going to be seeing a lot more from him in this very game, I don't doubt. But that's if Marc, will allow him to, because Marc was playing very nicely in that first game.
Excellent parry. And one of the weaknesses of Greninja in general is that outside of being able to full hop around moves, character is kind of weak in terms of his out of shield game. His aerials are relatively slow. Because of his high jump, they don't hit a ground level very effectively. And he doesn't have an up B or up to smash out of shield that's really effective either. So he has to rely on being the aggressor a lot of the time, and he's very, very good at that, mind you.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
As we see already, Elexiao forcing Marc into the corner, but again, just kind of relieving the pressure to slow down the pace of the game a little bit.
I think as well, like the general movement speed as well of Joker does kind of like make a little bit of difference here, because I do find that not Elexiao, but Greninja is one of those characters that because he can move around so well as well, and like especially if you're looking at like dash attack and like slide and kind of catch, someone like Joker would be able to kind of like get around that as well very, very quickly and kind of stop that being an option.
Yeah, Joker's great mobility as well as a slim hurt box really serve as boons in this matchup, but you gotta watch out for that Arsene back air.
Yeah.
Such a fearsome, powerful tool, and we see Elexiao just playing this very slowly, just trying to keep away from Arsene. The timer is almost out, and there he goes.
Okay. So you're slowly ticking back up again. We'll see him once more. Nova yet tries to go for a very, I guess a bit
Very hungry up smash.
Adventurous indeed, yeah. I think maybe just didn't think it wasn't going to like just move away. The jump away was pretty easy. Perhaps hoping for like the landing on the platform first.
Maybe an air dodge or something along those lines.
Yeah. Didn't happen, so.
Really close game between these two. Again, not able to get the out shield punish versus that down smash. But finally the proactive air, but still not enough. Move probably a little bit stale at this point.
Yeah, just clanking there, pushing that back. The forward tilt just pushing away. Got some good range there as well.
Up tilt, not enough just yet. That's very surprising. The move is otherwise quite strong, but not enough to take the stock just there.
Oh, using Gunner to push away. Oh, and okay, it looked like he didn't use the second part of his Hydro Pump there. Maybe I'm just missing something.
Really close to the ledge there, right there. Just barely missing that out. And now Marc just kind of playing this corner pressure, just forcing Elexiao to be on the defensive, especially while he has Arsene out.
Yeah.
No punish.
Carry tries to follow up with that forward tilt, but a little bit too far away.
Good cross-up coming out from Elexiao right there. Even after that, was able to avoid the parry punish.
However.
Arsene is gone, but gradually this extra credit is building. Finally getting the KO with the forward air. 52.8% tacked on to Elexiao. Marc looking very clean so far.
Yeah. Roll back, punished immediately. Looking for that. Maybe just trying to catch there. If not, why not?
Marc's usage of F-tilt just kind of to poke at him, gradually rack up that damage as he's calling back these advances with his retreats.
Yeah. Landing there, but runs back and then just gets a grab off of it. Nothing too much from that.
Maybe a couple of flubs here and there from Elexiao. That forward tilt facing the wrong direction, but hopefully he remains composed. He's able to find his footing and hopefully get rid of this Arsene. He really needs to do that in order to be able to mount this comeback, but Arsene's so lethal, so powerful, so explosive.
Forward tilt, not going to be enough just yet. So close though. Oh,
Aegon, still not enough, but at
wow,
that point it will be.
That's not a kill serve you see too often, I must say. I don't know, maybe that's just me.
It is pretty rare, not a move that you see KO all too often, if just because it's very kind of base knockback driven. You know, you really got to be high enough if you want to get that KO with the Aegon, but only 72% on Marc at the moment. Again, real good position, but he doesn't have Arsene, and he's trying to look for these extra hits to tack on this extra damage.
Aegon's one of those things that is really scary. It's one of those things that you did get hit by and you don't really think too much of it, but that percentage just slowly accrues over time, and it's something you can't underestimate. You need to be careful.
Yeah, we see just taking pretty much about 15 or 20% from that beautiful combo coming out from Marc. Now it's beginning to snowball bit by bit. This ledge pressure from him right now is so good. He's not even pressing anything, but the fear that is being instilled in Elexiao is really prominent right now.
I mean, this is the thing. This is why the platforms are there. You know, like the dash attack does knock up for a tech chase situation, but it seems like Elexiao hasn't been able to capitalize on any of them just yet. And you know, I find it very strange that a character and a player that we're used to seeing in such a commanding and a very aggressive and you know generally positive general play style is looking so on the back foot.
Again, just kind of slowing down the pace. Marc looking for a KO to take out this game. Great bait on the Tetracon, but oh my goodness, skyrocketing up into the sky. I believe the Hydro Pump must have forced him up that high. Now 1 minute 30 left on the clock. I said this was going to be a faster paced set, but I'm looking like a bit of a liar at the moment.
How dare you, Viram? How very dare you?
I know, I'm a scoundrel. I said though, definitely a precarious position for Greninja to be in at the moment. Just all this chip damage adding up from these guns. Marc
Landing into the dash attack, into the up air string, tries to get a third one, but just gets away from that one. Then gun, there's the drag down, into another drag down, up tilt, drag down.
Where did all this damage come from? Suddenly it's looking like a near even game. Elexiao is back in this. Oh, I like the idea, trying to get the greater coverage, positioning that up smash, but unfortunately not able to get it in that
defensive Agar there does come and keep Elexiao at bay. The thing is, like, that's the kind of Elexiao that I've been waiting for the entire game. Like, I don't know where that, well, you know, maybe of course you're looking for the right situation, but you know, that's it.
Caring for both players. Yeah, you know that Elexiao's feeling a little bit antsy, given the deficit he's currently at a near 80% deficit. Marc is sitting pretty at less than 20 seconds left on the clock. The back air is enough to take it.
Marc 2-0 up. A much better showing from Elexiao then. He definitely like picked up that pace as it went. And you know, that's what we want to see from the word go.
Yes. He needs to hit the ground running. He needs to be able to start pressing Marc Joker right from the jump. He needs to start getting in, hitting those dash attacks, hitting those fairs, getting those combo starters, and really capitalizing like we saw towards the end of that game 2.
Yeah. Indeed. I mean, and yeah, just extending those combo strings as far as you can, and then like even if one slips out of your hands, you know, to keep exerting the pressure, so that you know it doesn't allow your opponent an opportunity to get away, so you can keep snowballing it into something else. I mean, I'm not sure I'm not sure off the top of my head. My memory's terrible. You know, the actual percentage put out in that, but it was, you know, it's perhaps one of the most damaging strings he's put together in the entire set so far.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things that I think that Elexiao would benefit from in this is not respecting gun as much as he is.
Yeah.
He's having a hard time kind of sharking beneath Marc's use of gun at the moment, and that does hit kind of below and in a slight cone below Joker, so you can actually get around that. And particularly as a character like Greninja, who has good airspeed, who has ridiculously high jumps, one of the highest, top 2 highest jumps in the game, if not him, then Falco, but he is that kind of character that can really chase you in the air. But Elexiao just always kind of waiting until Joker's back on the ground, at which point there's very little cooldown, and he's not really able to amount any real offense. The parry, small punish with the forward tilt. Again, this kind of war of attrition that Joker plays. Oh, the Rebels guard finally coming out, charging up the Rebellion gauge just little by little. Only 14% on Marc at the moment, and he is just maintaining the momentum that he had at the end of the previous 2 games.
Yes, yeah, here's the up airs. It's a slight drag down there, another Rebels guard, excuse me. And immediately there is Arsene once again, and you were talking about this, I mean, the gun just, it's such a strange thing to work around, I find. It's a very interesting approach.
You know, I got to admit, I heard you saying Red Bull's guard, and how fitting considering it does indeed give him wings.
There we go, there it is. Virum, ladies and gentlemen, Virum. Round of applause.
This time Elexiao in the lead for the first time in quite some time. I said they're pretty close between these 2. You definitely don't want to be off stage versus Joker. That back air, such a good move for harassing, but and Marc just kind of maintaining that stage control, not allowing Elexiao to capitalize on anything major.
Yeah, and you can see Marc's movement as well, you know, just he consistently, again, like it's the whole idea of just choking, so consistently pushing and moving, even if he's not actually doing anything in each moment, he's there. But finally, a lead for Elexiao here, getting that forward air conversion, and we'll have a slight foot lead here. How much can he tack on now, you know, and just like build up an advantage for himself, you know, whilst Marc now tries to just wrestle control back.
He's looking off to a good start so far, 32% tacked on, and now he's just slowing it down once again, as we saw in the previous games. But this time, with that lead, he can afford to camp with those shurikens. That said though, Arsene, not only does it build up through damage, it does build up gradually over time, so sometimes it is good to be proactive.
Yeah, try and get as much as you can with the time you have left,
Oh, immediate answering back, and the taunt after that back air, both characters jumping at the same time. And a taunt in exchange from Elexiao. Even at this 2-0 deficit, he is still feeling himself. He still believes in his will to win.
Oh wow, just catching the no option there upon hitting the ground from Elexiao means it'll take an Agar to the face. in percentage a lot. So now you can see it's almost evened out once again.
51 just from a couple of hits, an Aegon and a dash attack, and maybe something else to just add on a little bit more damage. But again, she's just giving a little bit too much respect to these guns, not jumping up and answering at Marc. Going for those full hop back airs, I feel like from Greninja would really help
what I've been waiting for.
Yeah, into the up smash.
Another setup as well, yeah.
Very mighty.
A lot of the KO options, they do follow up from you know, something like, as you've seen, dash attack, down tilt, up tilt even, landing nair. These options are good. But again, it's just trying to make sure you get that right here. There we go. Once again.
There we go. Calling out the jump. Trying to challenge the nair, but a little bit too slow that time.
Trying to get as many hits as well as possible. There is almost a jab reset. Charging, wow. Good time to roll, and then rolls back in front, and then gets caught again. 69% is the difference. Elexiao, potentially on his last winner's round stock. He has to hold on to this lead that he has and just see if he can just close out this game before Marc mounts his comeback.
The comeback is beginning, knocked off stage. Getting a trade.
Goes for the toe sneak, but
a little bit too high, yes. And now Marc just kind of maintaining that momentum, getting Elexiao off stage, using the dash attack, using the nair, the back air out of shield as well.
Such a fast option as well. That's the thing, just running in. You didn't even realize it was going to be coming up, but there it was. Dash attack does get punished with a forward air as well. It's going to be enough.
Wow.
Elexiao puts himself on the board.
3 confirms out of 3 different moves. You've got the double down, you've got the down tilt into the fair, down tilt into the up smash, and then the dash attack into the fair. That is just the flexibility in terms of Greninja's potential KO confirms. A lot of the ranges are relatively small, so you have to be very, very aware in order to really capitalize on those punishes.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I know it goes without saying because it was 2-0, but that was a very, very critical game for Elexiao to win, just to slowly find his footing in this matchup. You know, Marc has been showing this prowess, this ability just to always kind of chase and cover and just be this, like, almost like a shadow, almost like an Arsene to this Greninja. He's hard to get away from, and that makes it even more stressful for someone like Elexiao, who wants to kind of always be in control in order to, you know, consistently, you know, put out the damage and of course get those crucial stocks.
Sticking to Elexiao like a smell of cigarettes.
Really gross, but really, yeah, but it works. It works.
Hey, with the disgusting gameplay that we're seeing currently from both these players, I guess the analogy does work. All right.
This man make me laugh and cough at the same time. Here we go. Okay, the dash attack came in. Again, you were talking about this respect on gun, and I wonder if, you know, that's something that Marc will, you know, or if Elexiao rather would really find his way into. I mean, it seems to be working out thus far for him. But, you know, at what point will that turn?
But finally, we saw Elexiao jump up and challenge Marc's use of the guns right there. And he got a back air off of it, and he got some extra damage. That kind of thing that we'll want to see throughout the set.
Yeah.
Oh, that was very, very scary.
Going for the jump, just finding the frames in between the attack.
Squeezing through, threading the needle right there. Excellent Tetracon. And just like that, suddenly Marc is the one in the lead. Good evasion from Elexiao at the moment, and now Arsene has run his course. Again, that forward tilt from Marc, such a great move, such great utility in terms of that poke. Is quick, good range on it, and it supplements Joker's mobility so well. Late hit from there into the forward air, not quite enough to get the KO just yet, but Marc's definitely going to need to look out for that. He's trying to harass Elexiao with these back airs.
There's parry, no punish from that afterwards. And there, gets a down tilt, but it couldn't follow up with that forward air. We're talking about those windows being very precise.
And there we saw a lot of the retreating forward tilt again coming out from Marc, particularly when he's in those ledge trapping situations where he's got Elexiao cornered. He loves to kind of fade back, pokes him into approaching,
pivot
and
going
for that forward air.
So now gets a forward tilt, that'll be enough.
That was a Samus ledge trap right there. Waiting at roll distance and going for the space forward tilt.
That last hit of that back air upon landing does kind of like just stop Marc's aggression, opens his space up once more. Wasn't too much percentage though, but it's, you know, something. Shurikens here, just kind of trying to keep that movement from being so erratic. Until just jumping around trying to find these forward airs as well. Marc now. Oh, okay, yeah, stopping the up air for a change. Getting many pummels for the forward throw. Guns maybe displaced, gets forward tilt, that should be enough, and it is.
Lovely one, Marc keeping this really close. Arsene's almost built up and he's only taking 27%. There we go, he's back.
Doesn't feel like too long ago that we last saw him, but there he is. Got a cracking hat.
And once again, we're seeing this gameplay coming out from Elexiao, just focusing on camping between the platforms, letting Arsene run his course and maybe looking for those opportunities when they present themselves. Again, great punish on the gun, jumping up, going for the forward air this time.
Nice clean recovery. Don't have to get anything following up, trying to find these nairs, just staying in shield though, Marc, to keep himself safe.
It feels like Elexiao, when he lands some of these hits that tend to confirm into his powerful, hard-hitting moves, it almost feels like he doesn't believe in them. He doesn't fully believe in them, and hence why he's going for these tech chase reads rather than going for the guaranteed stuff that he might be able to reactively get.
I mean, yeah, as you say, just opening that space and just allowing Marc just to play around with the stage there, giving him full control.
And Marc's definitely going to need to look out for the down tilt or the dash attack. Both of those moves may begin to start looking lethal, especially when combined with that forward air, mighty as it is.
Yeah, timing right, but good movement there from Marc. Just keep himself safe. Air dodges there after the exchange. Maybe a bit of a misinput or a buffer maybe, I don't know. Recover there for Elexiao. Back on stage, finds himself back on center and just trying to just keep that pressure going. Well spaced, just going to get punished, and there it is. Once again, the down tilt to forward air will be confirming another KO. Stock lead once more for Elexiao. Looking
One
like
time where Marc was really having a hard time versus the zone that Elexiao was kind of occupying, and now the momentum is all on Elexiao's side. Look how much damage he's tacked on. 55, Arsene finally here to help his boy.
Wow.
But
staying in shield, a forward smash came out and just kind of just decked him there with what looked like a down tilt.
yeah. Once again, running away, but the way that he's kind of punctuating it, he's kind of coaxing Marc into wanting to go for an attack, wanting to go for the chase, and then sliding his way under, kind of shadowing underneath and going for the punish. Look at all these forward airs that Elexiao is landing so far.
Yeah, this is so much better as well. He's finding his way in and around the options that Marc's throwing out, and that's the moment where he's definitely getting the punishes. You know, jumping over the Aegers and the A-halves, and then punishing with these forward airs. There's another one. It's going to be 2-2. Elexiao bringing it all the way back.
I'm really liking this so far from Elexiao, the way that he's being very stubborn with his buttons. He's making if he whiffs the down tilt, he'll just throw out another one. He knows the low cooldown across his kit, and so he's really, really abusing that now in the latter half of the set. How Marc is going to get around that, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe he needs to be a bit more proactive in his own offense.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we were seeing him moving very, very well, and I think just at this point, we're starting to see Elexiao really kind of step himself like up a gear, and that's the point. That, you know, Marc Brie was kind of like definitely on top of his game and really punishing Elexiao, but Elexiao was kind of feeling a little bit cool, you know. But now that, you know, he's turned up the heat, it's like again on Marc to kind of like, you know, try and claw that back. He's still doing the same things, all the right things, but it's just kind of making sure that it's with conviction, it's with that right timing, and he's finding the windows that Elexiao is now leaving open. There's less than there were before to get what he needs.
Already the aggressive gameplay coming out from Elexiao, really wanting to up the pace of this game so far. 52% tacked onto Marc, and finally Marc finds his way out of the corner.
Pace is definitely something that's very important here. You know, it's one of those things that Marc definitely felt that at the start. He was controlling the pace, but right now it's, you know, very much more of a fight, and
trying to catch that, landing with the forward smash. That move would have probably KO'd at that percent. It is really strong, especially when fresh like that. Ooh, that late hit of the nair into the up smash, that's going to do it. Pristine confirm coming out from Elexiao.
And you can see as well the percentage is being much lower. Oh, going deep as there, just trying to get these back airs to get the punish. No, nice high recovery from Elexiao, seeing the general spacing that Marc was putting out in that position.
Gorgeous, gorgeous angle for him to adopt right there. Down smash, not enough just yet. Joker smash is not the strongest in the world.
Trying to find that back air, but again, Elexiao being aware of that, air dodging through smartly, and we're back in center stage for both players.
Once again, this kind of run under and then punishing the landings, using moves like forward tilt coming out from Marc. So effective.
Drag down. Oh, tried to get the follow up as well. Drag down into down tilt up smash was not enough. These players just vying for the edge right now, and it's really, really close. Again, the A-guy just to keep safe. Another one. Percentage is going to be large. He needs to get the actual conversion, though. That's the most important thing. Smash is about conversion of a stock. Nothing else. Oh, very, very deep. Once again, the two-stock lead for Elexiao. He's finding a depth that we haven't seen until this point.
Absolute reversal coming out from the previous two games. Elexiao just looks and feels so comfortable. 179 on his first stock, finally losing it to a forward tilt at around about 190.
Another taunt as well, yeah. It's just kind of interesting that Marc, you know, just can't seem to find an answer to this increased pace from Elexiao. Don't want to speak too soon, of course.
Especially since like it feels like the pace has slowed down just a little bit. And Marc is finally able to find those openings that he's been yearning for so long throughout this game. There we go, it's going to be a punish, but not a particularly large one, just the up throw. Right, Arsene is here once again in this game 5. This could be the game changer for Marc if he's able to really capitalize, but Elexiao simply not allowing him, just moving around these platforms, making sure to camp as much as possible, but Marc still able to get hits here and there.
Through there.
Wow, caught the jump with that rapid jab.
Yeah, from behind as well, and then the back air. Oh, crikey, trying to find the one. No tag, it's going to be Elexiao with a massive turnaround. 2-0 down. Marc seeming to have all the control.